Hey Pepe, I loved your video, and I am not as manually dexterous as you are, which is a sad thing for a magician to say, but you inspired me, and what I realized was that instead of trying to do it on my own hand, an alternative would be to use something else around which I could tie the loop. This is a postage tube. I got it in the UPS store for $1.99. And I learned by experience, having done this a couple times now, that if you just tie a loop onto this tube, you will never get it off the tube. It holds so tightly and the tube is so slick you can't get it off. So I've also attached with a rubber band, white rubber band, you can barely see, this little bamboo stick that helps be able to get a hold of it so the loop is over the stick and the tube, and that creates a little space here on either side of the stick where you can grab the loop. I also discovered that a Bic pen is the perfect size to hold a spool, and the pen is held nicely in a little bottle with other pens holding it in place. So I'll put that here so we can see it. Forgive me for this, I just wanted to make something for you because you were so nice. I also have this this wax, the orthodontia wax, and with all that in place, I am now ready to go. I can't promise you this is going to be gorgeous, but just by way of showing how a clumsy person can do this, I already have the thread on a piece of wax here. So you might be able to see the spool going. That's probably enough. And when you'll really be, I'm also working against a white piece of paper. It's the only way I can actually see the thread. If you do it against anything else, the thread disappears. But in a moment here, you will see the floating ball of wax. And there you go. Can you see that? If I did it sideways, you would definitely see, well, we'll get there. There's a floating ball of wax. And then I will do the second ball of wax behind it, which is the keeper ball that attaches back to the spool, so that next time we want to do this, we just grab the ball of wax. Now there are two balls of wax floating. I don't know that you can see any of this. We'll break off between the two. Put the ball of wax back on the spool, and this can go out of the way. So there we go. I've got the length of thread now. So that you can see, especially if I stay over the blue, there's the lower ball of wax. So now, we'll set this up. I'm hoping you can see. Now I have my tube, my thing. Now it's an easy, you want nothing underneath the tube. It's an easy matter to put the loop underneath and around, join the two pieces of wax together. So now you can clearly see two pieces of wax stuck together around the tube. And now, for a clumsy person like me, instead of trying to be around my thumb and wrap around my fingers, and now I can just work on this here. So I can pull like that. I can wrap around my two fingers. And there's the space. Do I see? Yeah, I still have it. And it's so hard to see. It really just is. And you can even separate them if you want to, but you can go around the fingers, really pull, go around the fingers, through the two pieces of thread once, twice, 3 times. Pull, there's my little knot. Okay, and now there's a loop tied around the tube. You can see the floating two pieces. And so what's nice to me is if I want to save them for use later, I can actually keep loops on this tube, just hanging, because it's really hard to me to put them on something else and then to get them to my wrist. This thread is even smaller than the thread from the ones that you buy. This is stunning. I mean, it's brilliant for the effect because I have to look hard to find it on my hand. I've got some wax stuck on here. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. There we go. So now I can put my fingers through the loop, or I can pull the loop just like that. Get it around my hand, pull it off the tube. You can see the wax, and at this point, now I'll break off. Did I lose it? No, it's right here. Man, that is small. And that's it. That is Mike Post's clumsy person way to make a loop. And then if we wanted to see it do the effect, we would have the spectator pick a card while they're doing whatever they're doing. If I can find the loop, I'm going to get the loop around the deck when they aren't looking. I'm going to open the deck up. Tell them to go ahead and insert their card, 3 of diamonds, into the deck, just like that. Put the deck. Can we see the deck? Wow, and this is a tight loop because it wants to pull the cards already. I need to make my loops a little bigger, Pepe. Oh, and it just broke. So I think for me, a little bit longer loops would be better, but I clearly made a loop. I think you were able to see it move. And I'm wondering, there were a couple different makes of thread. This is the Infinity 2, which I guess is reading backwards because this is on mirror mode. They have a couple other different styles of thread. I may try different threads because this is really thin and hard to work with, and I can barely see it, and it tends to break on me. But I was able to tie the loop, and if I weren't talking, I think I could do it in under 4 minutes. I mean, start to finish, you know, pulling it off the spindle and whatnot. And this is great. I mean, this just sits on my desk all the time anyway. It's a pen holder, so it's just going to live with that from now on. I'll figure out what to do with this, but there you go. Thank you so much. You rock. I'll keep playing with this. I'm still, I think for the wedding in 2 weeks, okay, so I have all this weekend to practice, and then I have all next weekend to practice. I hope the paper crinkling isn't terrible. I may just take the real loops to do this because for my purpose, I find that they're a little more sturdy. The thread's a little stronger, and I can see it. I mean, this is genius. This works so great. I can't see it, and I know what I'm looking for. So you know the audience won't see it, but it tends to break. Maybe if I make a little bit larger loop. Also, if you have any tips on how you store them before you use them, that would be awesome. Whereas, do I have it on me? From the official loop guy, Misaka, or whatever his name is, there is this thing, which I'm sure you've seen. It looks like a credit card, but actually, and you've already seen this, so why am I showing it to you? Actually, it is a bunch of loops on cardboard, and you can carry this in your wallet, and it looks like a credit card. I guess in case your audience steals your wallet and starts looking through it, but it works nice, and you can run to the bathroom and put a loop on in the middle of a wedding or something. That's a thing you can do. I will probably use these just to feel secure, but for practice purposes doing the trick, it'd be awesome. Man, if I get even better doing it with really thin loops, how great is that? I apologize for the mess. The rest of today will be practicing the linking cards, and maybe some loops, and cleaning my office. Thank you, Pepe. I guess I'll see you in class tomorrow.